Look at yourself. I mean, really, look. If you're over 30 and you still walk into a room looking like every other man in the coffee shop line, you have a problem. It's not that your clothes are bad. It's worse. They're invisible. You're paying what I call the invisibility tax. You think you're being safe, you think you're being classic, but you're actually just signaling that you've stopped evolving. You're a template, a default setting, a background character in someone else's movie. Today, we are executing the 2026 style reset. I'm not here to give you tips. I'm here to fix the frame of your life. Because if your image lags behind your ambition, you are leaking authority every single day. My name is Omari and I'm here to help you upgrade your everyday style. Fast, simple, no fluff. So without further ado, let's get started. The 2016 trap. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of you are stuck in 2016 time loop. You're not buying new clothes, you're just buying new versions of your old mistakes. The ultra tight skinny jeans, the razor thin stretchy t-shirts, the performance fabrics that look like shiny plastic. That era is dead. When you wear clothes that are too tight, you don't look fit. You look uncomfortable. You look like you're trying to hold onto a version of yourself that doesn't exist anymore. In 2026, power is expressed through volume, not baggy but structured. We are moving from skinny to straight, from thin to heavyweight. If your t-shirt doesn't have its own shape, if it just collapses onto your skin, it's not a garment, it's an undershirt. A grown man wears fabrics with mass because mass signals permanence, and permanence is the foundation of respect. But look, updating your timeline is only half the battle, because you can buy the most 2026 piece in the world and still look like an amateur if you don't understand how it sits on your frame. Let's talk about the architecture of your body. Framing versus fitting. Fitting just means you can zip it up without it ripping. That is the bare minimum. I don't care if it fits, I care if it frames you. Architecture isn't about covering a building. It's about drawing the eye to where it needs to go. If your t-shirt is clinging to your midsection but sagging at your shoulders, the frame is broken. If your blazer pulls at the bottom but floats around your waist, you look like you're wearing your older brother's suit. After 30 or 40, your body changes. Your posture changes, but your sizing probably didn't. You don't need tighter clothes to look slim. You need sharper proportions, structured shoulders, zero stacking at the ankle, a defined waist without the squeeze. That is the difference between looking like a guy in a suit and a man who owns the suit. Stop fitting into templates and start framing your authority. Now, once you have the frame right, most men stop. They think it fits. I'm done. That's why they stay basic. Because a perfect frame with a flat surface is just a boring wall. If you want to signal wealth without saying a word, you need to understand depth. You need texture. Let's talk about the texture of status. Why do some men look expensive even when they are wearing zero logos? It's not the color, it's the sensory depth. Most basic guys think in 2D. They think I'm wearing blue. An established man thinks in 3D. He thinks in texture. Look, in a world of digital screens and smooth plastic, physical texture is a luxury. A flat, synthetic navy polo, it's boring, it's corporate casual hell. But a textured waffle knit or a high twist wool, that creates shadows, that creates depth. It makes the color look richer. If your entire wardrobe is flat, you look cheap, even if you spend thousands. The 2026 reset is about suede. It's about heavy flannel. It's about brushed denim. When you combine textures, you signal that you understand the details. And a man who understands the details is a man you can trust with the big picture. You can have the right fit and the most expensive textures, but if you fail at the foundation, the entire building collapses. Most of you are sabotaging your authority from the ground up. Let's talk about your shoes. Shoes are the unfiltered truth of a man's wardrobe. You can get everything else right, but if you're still rotating between white sneakers, brown dress shoes, and gym trainers, you're playing a losing game. The white sneaker trend is oversaturated. Every intern, every tourist, every basic guy is wearing them. If you want to be treated like the person in charge, you have to climb the hierarchy. You need range. Suede loafers are your secret weapon. They say, I don't have to run anymore. I've already arrived. And for the love of God, stop wearing gym sneakers with jeans. You are not 23. You are not heading to a track meet. Your shoes shouldn't say, I'm ready to move. They should say, I'm here to stay. Shoes reveal your evolution. But even the best loafers won't save you if you treat your style like a 9-to-5 job. If you only look sharp when someone is watching, you're not established. You're just performing. Here's the weekend mode trap that's killing your presence. The death of weekend mode. Here's a psychological bomb for you. Your casual clothes are actually more important than your formal ones. Why? Because casual is who you are. If your weekend mode is a faded hoodie, graphic tees, and athletic joggers, you are signaling low effort. And low effort is the opposite of attractive. There is a difference between relaxed and sloppy. Relaxed is a tailored drawstring trouser. Relaxed is a clean, heavyweight, zip-up knit. Sloppy is, I didn't think I'd see anyone I know today. Look, self-respect is a 24/7 job. When you dress like you don't care, you start to act like you don't care. Your posture slumps. Your speech gets lazy. The 2026 reset is about the elevated casual. It's about looking like you planned to be comfortable. That intentionality is what separates the leaders from the followers. At this point, you might be thinking, Omari, this sounds like a lot of work. And you're right. But the real reason you're not doing this isn't laziness. It's something much darker. It's the fear of actually being seen. Let's address the elephant in the room. The fear of standing out. Let's get real for a second. The reason most of you won't do this isn't money. It's fear. You're terrified of your friends or co-workers asking, why are you so dressed up? Do you have a date? Who are you trying to impress? That fear is what keeps you basic. Those comments are not insults. They are compliments disguised as social pressure. When you look sharper than the room, you create cognitive dissonance. You make them look at their own laziness, and their only defense is to try and pull you back down. Don't let them. If you're afraid to be the best dressed man in the room, how can you ever expect to be the most powerful man in the room? Accept the attention. Own the reset. If you're ready to stop being afraid and start being noticed, you need a clean slate. You can't build a 2026 wardrobe on a 2016 foundation. It's time for some radical subtraction. So, how do we fix this? It doesn't start at the store. It starts in your closet with a trash bag. Most of you have a closet full of anchors. Clothes that hold you to an older, less successful version of yourself. The shirt you wore to that party in 2014, throw it out. The jeans that only fit when you're dehydrated, out. The square-toed dress shoes, burn them. A wardrobe should be a curation, not a collection. So, what is the conclusion? Style isn't about fashion. Fashion is for the insecure. Style is about alignment. It's about making sure the man you are matches the man the world sees. When those two things are out of sync, you are living a lie, and people can feel it. They feel the basic energy. If this hit a little too close to home, good. that means you're ready to evolve. To help you start, I've curated the exact pieces needed for this reset. I've linked these stylish essentials in the description below, so you can rebuild your foundation strategically. But if you want to skip the trial and error, if you want an architectural deep dive into your specific image and goals, then book a one-on-one coaching call with me. We will destroy the anchors holding you back and build your authority from scratch. The link to my consulting calls is also in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Omari. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.